Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Today's video we're going to go over a relatively free to play friendly team for one of the hardest areas in the game, Fireknight Hard. So I got this team from Tyraku YouTube. He's actually another content creator. He does excellent work, especially for dungeon teams, and he just does a lot of very cool, innovative like testing and trying out teams. So I got this team from him, so definitely check out his channel and check out the video that he made for some more detail. But I'll show you the team that I put through. I think it's important to have a very good Fireknight team, especially since we obviously have a Fireknight tournament going on right now, and since the introduction of hard dungeons cost the same amount, 20 energy, as just regular dungeons. So you definitely want to do hard dungeons, any hard dungeon, over any normal dungeon, if you care about gear and loot efficiency. But if you care about points efficiency for tournaments, stage 20 is still the best, and if you cannot do hard, then 24 is still the best for overall loot efficiency. But for this team, we're going to be I use the same team throughout. So at about 3 minutes I manualed this run, but it's the same team throughout, and it's stage 6 hard team, very consistent. I've done about 10 runs already, super safe so far. Definitely can use more testing, but I feel pretty confident in it. And as Tyraku mentioned in his video, he's also feeling very good about his team as well. So let's go over team real quick here. So here's the team. It's relatively free to play in terms of champion acquisition. The gear, depending on your gear level, it'll increase the consistency of your run. Obviously, better gear will mean your champions will survive more often and dish out more damage to clear the waves, and obviously clear the dungeon faster. So first we can start off with Mithrala, one of the best free champions in the game. Basically, I have her in a regeneration gear. This build that I have her in also is part of my dual dragon and dual spider team with Artak. It's the exact same build. So you can see the stats here. Yes, they're pretty end game stats, pretty end game player. You can definitely scale this down and tackle some lower difficulty Fireknight Hard. Like I said, any Fireknight Hard is better than any normal dungeon, so definitely try your best. Since I'm not using her for PvP, her resistance and accuracy do not need to be insanely high. I do use her in Hydra, so I do want at least 330-340 accuracy for her. Her resistance is enough for all areas of PvE content. I want her to be fast, speed, definitely as fast as you can make her, 280. I don't have any area bonuses for Fireknight, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to start adding some area bonuses. You want her with super high HP so that she can place a big shield. Defense not hard to stack on her, but 3k seems to be a nice sweet spot. You want some good HP on her, like I said, for the shield. Fully booked, definitely book her. She's worth it. She's an excellent champion in all areas of the game. I have her in War Master. If you have trouble hitting stats, you can go Eagle Eye, and you can go Defense Tree if you have trouble surviving. So you can go Tough Skin, AoE, Protection, and yeah. And then I went for increased shield bonuses and lasting gifts for more shields. Master Hexer helps with more damage from the poison, so because they last longer. You can definitely pick Spirit Haste if you plan to use her with Artak, for example, to give her some extra speed if you can't hit the speed requirements, for example. But basically just make her fast, high HP, and basically tanky. She won't be the first to die, so it doesn't really matter in most parts, but she definitely supports her team. So make sure you guys build her properly, and she's good in all areas. I use her in all dungeons right now, and obviously Hydra as well. So here's my Hellcat. I did feature Hellcat in a showcase. I'll ping it in the corner below here, above here. And basically it's the same build. So I use the same build for all areas of the game for him. I use him in my Iron Twin, so 281 for Iron Twins. I think the spread is like 281 to like 297 or something, but I don't have the best Stone Skin gear for damage and speed. But good defense. I give him 100% crit rate with some crit damage. Like I said, it's pretty low crit damage, but I also use this build in my live arena, and I also use this build for this for this team. So stone skin is not required. You can build them with anything. Survivability, regen's fine. Yeah, you can build them in broken sets as well. You obviously want War Master if you're focused on Fireknight, but War Master kind of messes up the Iron Twin setup, and it's not as good in Arena. So I have him mostly spec'd out for Arena with Helm Smasher, but that's kind of like the reasoning here. You can definitely go War Master to speed up the Fireknight fight. But yeah, this is my build. You don't need him in Stone Skin. Like I said, you can build him in anything. Make sure he's fast with good damage and good survivability. Okay, moving on. So here's my Stag Knight. You know, he's not using any content right now. He was used in my Fireknight 24, 25 teams, or 24 teams. But this is the way I have him built. He's not used for anything, like I said, so it's pretty easy to build. You can build him anything, broken sets. I think the shield set is good because it does give you a little bit extra breathing room on the waves. Because one fail condition I can see when I was working up the lower levels was Cold Heart dying. So Cold Heart was being targeted and dying on one wave. I forgot which affinity it was. So I think having a bigger shield definitely gives you a little bit extra turns, but your team's so fast it'll burn through the shield very quickly, so it's not a huge priority. If you have Guardian gear so he can soak up some damage, that'll be good too. You want him fast, ideally going first. I can't make him go first, and it doesn't really matter if he goes before Mithrala or Hellcat. So I have him going before Cold Heart so that she gets the AoE with extra damage and stuff. But the AoE decreased defense is really helpful. Crit rate, not super important. I could trade my crit rate gloves for HP percentage and be at 85k. It wouldn't matter that much anyways. Accuracy, you want, I believe, at least 285 or 290 for Fireknight Hard 6. So that would be at least like 90% landing rate. So these are my stats. Nothing too insane, and you can definitely build them with some flexibility. Guardian gear, regen gear, shield set, bolster set, anything like that is totally fine. I want to make a quick note. Any kind of revenge accessory, so these rings and amulets, any kind, you want them on these champions for this dungeon, because the extra attacks really help. They help clear waves, they help break the shields. And any epic champion you want, if you have a blessing, you want to go Phantom Touch. I'm probably going to change Stag Knight here to Phantom Touch, because it counts as an extra hit against the shield. So try to get that going, guys. Masteries, War Master. Make sure you guys have this one, increased chance. So you want to make sure that he has this increased chance for 100% AoE decreased defense, because his move only books to 95%, which is like a total scam job by Plarium. 70 and then plus 25, so only 95%. So you guys need this for 100%. The Master Hexer, Sniper. It's pretty funny. Okay, moving on. So Fireknight the Fat. So this one might be the hardest one to gear because he is in a required set. Reflex really helps. Basically gives you extra ally attacks, so that's what he's here for. You want him to get the ally attack, so he sends the team into the shields for more hits, so break the shield. You want him in reflex gear ideally. Don't gear any of your champions in relentless, because you don't want to burn through your own buffs too quickly, because you need the buffs up for the boss encounter. So reflex really helps. If you have like reflex on any of these champions, it's probably going to be pretty good. You want them with refresh if possible, reaction if possible. So refresh gives you an extra 5% chance per accessory to basically get your ally attack back, which is really important. For him, you just want him to be at least faster than a Fireknight, which I believe is 250. And then you want him with at least 285 accuracy, so you have at least a decent chance to land your decreased defense on your A1. Give him decent survivability. You could crit cap him, but I don't have that great reflex, and this is like my third set, so it's just leftover gear for him. And yeah, so this is the way I built him. He works really well. He's not going to be the first to die, so it doesn't really matter. War Master, same thing. Increase Hexer, increase duration of his decreased defense, and then Sniper for increased chance, and then War Master for damage. Alright, last champion. This one might be the one that will be the one to die first. So it's going to be, you gotta stack her up a little bit. You gotta make her super fast so then she deals damage. Give her 100% crit rate so that she can clear the waves faster. Yes, she only needs 70% for the Heartseeker, but she is using the A1 and the A2 on the waves and the A1 against the boss very often. So definitely give her as much stats as you can. Make her fast. Make her as tanky as you can. I'm gonna say like 50k, 2k defense, and then accuracy at least 290 to get a 90% chance to actually you don't really need it, but you need it for the heal reduction, which is one of the most important things. You don't need the Terminator reduction because it doesn't work on the Fireknight, but you need the heal reduction for sure. And yeah, so this is the way I got her built. Give her revenge. Obviously each A1 is worth 4 hits against the shield, so it's quite a bit. Give her that. If you have refresh, that can help give you back Heartseeker against the boss, which is actually pretty useful. In terms of sets, broken sets is fine. You don't need anything too serious on her, but you guys gotta make sure she has the stats to live. She has low base stats, so it's hard, but make sure you guys do what you can for her. Sorry, last mastery, Giant Slayer. Yeah, Giant Slayer. I didn't really change my masteries for this, but this is what I'm using and it works perfectly fine. Sniper, increased chance to land a heal reduction. You could go with Hexer, increased duration, but she hits enough that you don't need it. But I think Giant Slayer is the big one here, and then anything that increases speed would be nice. All right, so that's the team, guys. I'll show you guys the setup. Alright, back at it here. So like I said, I used the same team throughout. You can see the times here, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. I soloed this one because it's negative affinity. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Similar turn duration too, and then 3 minutes for stage 6. So pretty consistent runs. So 20, so this is the team. Here's the team setup. It's important, the order is important. You want Fireknight to go first, and then the way he sends each champion in on your team is the order that they go in. Sorry, the order that you place them in is the order that they go into the shield. So the important part is you want the Stag Knight to be at the end to place the decreased speed on the Fireknight, which really helps you just get some more attacks in. So that's important. So we're jumping here. So Hellcat. Here's the setup. You make sure you guys turn this stuff on. So block damage, just protect your team. Block damage, protect your team. The shield's coming up on both waves, and you want priority on the block damage for wave 3. Okay. Fireknight, no setup. You want to save the ally attack to have it ready for the Fireknight. On the Fireknight, you want to open with the A1. And then, so basically you open with the A1, the Fireknight it goes into the shield, the Fireknight will attack, and then the team will be ready to basically use all its moves to break the shield, and then you use the ally attack here. Okay, so Mithrala, yeah, you can use this. This is actually pretty good for some extra damage, increased defense, increased attack, so it's pretty good. And then here I turned it off because my team survives pretty well on the turn 2. But if you guys are having trouble surviving on turn 2, definitely you guys can use the big shield. The problem is that this shield is off on cooldown for Fireknight. So you don't want that to happen. So it really depends on how survivable your team is. I turned it off because I have no issues surviving on wave 2 now. On wave 3, you open with the A1. Like I said, the Fireknight will attack. We won't be able to break the shield on our first attack. The Fireknight will attack, and then we will set up the ally attack for after he puts the shield up. Okay, so and then you got the cleanse right after. So this cleanses off the decreased defense that the Fireknight applies, which is really big because if you don't cleanse it, your team will probably die. Cold Heart, no setup, and then A2 off. Don't set priority 1 on Heartseeker because otherwise the AI will prioritize this into the shield. Cold Heart's really smart for its shield. Always will use the A1, and then Heartseeker will be ready for the Fireknight when the shield's down. Okay, so Stag Knight, open with the decreased defense, turn it off. You can open with the decreased defense. Doesn't matter if it's on or off, because to me, I turned off the A2. It's something that you kind of don't need because Fireknight has the A1. And obviously if the decreased speed is super important, even more important than the decreased defense, so it's just something I have off. You can argue that the decreased attack might be important, but so far I haven't had too many issues with it, so far I've turned it off and it seems to work fine. And yeah, so that's the team. Let's jump into a run here, and then I'll talk you guys through it. Alright, Hex is really good just for like crowd control and stuff. Decreased defense, and then AoE, and then the buff. Definitely can be maybe optimized a little bit more, I think. Maybe we could go like Fireknight to open before everybody or before Cold Heart so that he gets the extra bonus. Wave 1 goes down pretty quick. Wave 2 can be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, since wave down went down so quick, our cooldowns were still off. There's a decreased defense. Yeah, you see the Hex petrifying, which is really, really nice. Okay, it's possible that Cold Heart dies on wave 2. I don't. It would take some bad RNG, but it's possible. Definitely possible. So it's up to you guys whether you guys want to turn on Mithrala's cleanse ability. Here you can see it's kind of okay, but there's obviously levels of RNG here too. Okay, so the shield's gonna hit us. Shield's gonna come up. He's gonna hit us, and now we're gonna cleanse and ally attack into it. Okay, see what happens. Should be okay. Yep, everything's working. We got the heal reduction on, slow speed on. Okay. Heartseeker, and then we'll take the slam. Okay. So far looking pretty good. Ally attacks. We get a lot of ally attacks from Fatman, the reflex, and then the refresh accessories. Shield, block damage. So as long as you have shield or block damage against the big slam, no one will die. So there is probably some like speed timing for all this, but so far it seems pretty good with the speeds that I have. Poison damage helps for bringing him down because he does take turns. Perfect setup for the block damage. So far, pretty safe fight. Yep, so far pretty safe. I think if I could change one thing is obviously make Cold Heart like tankier. So I might make Cold Heart like try to add as much HP as I can to Cold Heart. Because I think she's the fail condition. If she dies, which is probably the highest possibility, then this run will fail because the heal reduction keeps him from healing, which makes the run possible. So if you guys have better gear than me, then that's something to look for, and then I'll probably look for a way to incorporate that into my Cold Heart as well. There you go. There you go. About 3 minutes, very consistent speed and time. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be my team that I'm going to be running. I'm not showing you guys a team that I'm not going to be using myself, and then I offer my own suggestions. So like I said, I would make Cold Heart a little bit more tankier if I could, because I can tell she's the fail condition. So considering that, you know, she's kind of easy to build, so definitely something to do. Phantom Touch, yeah, of course. Okay, so anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was helpful to you guys, and best of luck in the hard Fireknight. It is the hardest mode dungeon in the game, I think, out of the original 4 dungeons. Obviously, Twins and Sand Devil can be harder for some people, but you definitely want to set up some kind of hard team to farm it, just because it's better gear efficiency than the normal dungeons nowadays. But yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.